Let's move on and get more on this. Bill Russo is founder and president of the auto consulting firm Synergistics Limited. He was formerly vice president, Northeast Asia at Chrysler. He joins us now from Shanghai. I guess, what is the challenge that Geely faces here, Bill?
Well, yeah, I think if you look at Volvo, the reason why it was for sale is because it was not healthy globally, and the belief is by purchasing Volvo that they can do a lot for it. Volvo is a company that internationally sells about 200,000 units, about 20,000 of those in China. So they believe that they can, with this acquisition, help Volvo globally by helping them grow scale and increase their presence in a very rapidly growing market. And at the same time, it helps them achieve their technology aspirations and brand aspirations and help position them for becoming an international company.
Yeah, I mean, that's what it does. We're using Volvo's footprint. They can piggyback into parts of mature markets where they just haven't been players.
Yeah, correct. I think to do this on their own, to try to develop the capabilities to create the technologies and products and brands to become an international company would take decades. So they're doing it fast. They're doing it with a relatively low investment if you compare that to what it would take to do it organically.
And what about Volvo in China now as well, Bill?
Well, Volvo in China is positioned as a near premium brand. It sells about 20,000 units, not highly localized. If you look at the competitive set that they're up against, the European luxury imports, those brands do very well in China. So there's a lot of room to believe that Volvo can do much better if they can scale up, if they can localize, if they can make their product, adapt the product to the local Chinese consumers' taste.
I mean, at the bottom of this, Bill, I mean, there's got to be, if Ford couldn't make this work, you know, how can Geely do it?
Well, it's a very different scenario for Geely. Geely is a Chinese company. Unlike the companies I mentioned earlier, Volvo is now regarded by China as a Chinese asset. So the constraints that foreign companies operating in China operate under to get government approvals, to get preferential treatment, are going to be very different when it comes to a Geely-owned Volvo. So they're well positioned with a company that understands China, that understands how to build relationships in China and how to build and scale up a business in China. So I think from Volvo's standpoint, this is a very significant opportunity for them.
Did Ford miss a trick, though, in not getting into China earlier?
Yeah, I think Ford is, in terms of a mass market brand and an international brand in China, I think Ford's position as a mid-market company, never really putting an emphasis or priority on the premier auto group companies in China. It's interesting now with with having sold now Jaguar Land Rover and Volvo, these brands I think are well positioned because the companies that now own them are going to regard the focus on these brands a little bit differently than Ford may have done in the past.
A final question has got to be that back in March, I think, Geely said that they plan to nearly double Volvo's sales to something like 600,000 over the course of 5 years. Is this doable?
I think internationally that's quite a stretch. I think when you look at the China market, scaling up Volvo to 150 to 200,000 units, given the growth and given the performance of European brands in particular in China, I think it's quite doable if they make intelligent choices regarding which products. Volvo has a very well established safety value proposition. I think they can bring that proposition to the market with mid to high-end sedans as well as SUVs, which is a highly growing segment here in China. So with some smart moves and some intelligent product selections, I think you've already seen the willingness on the part of Geely to bring in a global management team that's pretty highly regarded in the industry. I think they're making the right positional moves to get this thing off the ground right.
Bill, good of you to join us. Bill Russo there, founder and president of Synergistics Limited. Up next, we've got BlackBerry's rolling out its touchscreen model, but there are difficulties here.